Hello and welcome to another video. This is on the homemade TV. I built an audio amplifier. I said I've been needing to do this for a little while. So a small separate chassis amplifier based on the ECL86. A few changes to the circuit. This one will give me a maximum of 1 watt output. That's because of the anode current changes. It's a tired valve, so I'm trying not to push it. A recommendation to anybody else that's into valves: don't throw away your old valves just because they're down a bit. They are very good for projects such as this. This is fed from the sound IF on the TV. I have added another little circuit, and that is here, which is basically a capacitance and inductance. I found a transformer which is around about 1 Henry inductance with a few caps. It's given me a notch filter of 10.125 kilohertz, or 10.125 kilohertz I should say, so it eliminates then the line time base from the sound. The only extra changes I've done have been to add a bar to the volume control to bring it out to the front panel. So that's basically it for this. I'll put a bit of video through it, some audio through it, so you can have to listen to it. But you'll probably not see this much again unless I'm doing something related to 405 line TV. I have picked up another TV that I'm going to actually restore, which is an old B18T from Pi, dated around about 1948-1949. Okay, let's get on with some video.
This is the BBC television station at Alexandra Palace. You're seeing a film originally made for the BBC television service in the spring of 1946. It's not intended as an entertainment for the home viewer, but as an aid to the British radio industry in installing and in demonstrating television receivers. You radio men who will be seeing it day by day throughout the year will soon anticipate each pictorial change and will know the music and dialogue by heart. To you we would say that we shall modify it from time to time, and that the stock press items should always prove interesting. To those of you who are seeing television for the first time, and who are therefore the people for whom this film is primarily intended, we'd like to sound a note of caution. Television is essentially the entertainment of the home viewer, and is the family group that our producers and artists normally consider to be their audience. And so if this, your first introduction to television, is not by your own fireside, do believe me when I say that you'll enjoy it so much more when you meet us once again in the intimacy of your home, when you're sitting relaxed in your own armchair.
Even in valve assembly, a measure of automation has been achieved. This is the cage of valve type ECL86 being made entirely by machine. Slides pass along the machine, receiving in turn the first mica, the first grid, followed by the first cathode and the first anode, completing half of the valve. Now the second grid, the second cathode, and the second anode, all held in place by the second mica. It is checked to ensure proper seating. The third mica to prevent vibration. Anode clamping to make the assembly rigid. First cathode tail is welded, and lastly the second cathode tail.
The simple triode tube contains but the three elements: plate, grid, and cathode. The principal electron flow in the tube is from cathode to plate. Electrons reaching the plate at high velocity strike other electrons, knocking them off the plate. This is known as secondary emission. The introduction of the screen grid adds another positive element in the tube, which may attract electrons. Paths of electrons of secondary emission cut across the screen grid. These electrons coming from the plate cause an undesirable plate-to-screen current. A third grid may be placed between plate and screen grid. This grid is known as the suppressor grid. Electrons flow freely through all three grids, but the paths of secondary emission are shortened by the negative suppressor grid. As a result, the emitted electrons due to electronic bombardment do not extend as far as the screen grid. The pentode tube represents the highest development of the triode principle.
Okay, that was 3 short clips from vintage films on the internet. BBC television is here again, Mullard Company, the Blackburn Works, and a US Forces training video on vacuum tubes. Everything is available either on YouTube or in internet sites dealing with vintage technology. Have fun. Thanks for watching.